Tadao Ando, self-taught master. Tadao Ando is a self-taught, Japanese architect, who is best known for his use of concrete. He is now based in Osaka, Japan, his birth city. His best-known work is the Church of Light, also in Osaka, where the walls are made of exposed concrete and a large Christian cross-shaped opening in the front wall emits natural sunlight into the interior, creating an extraordinary feeling inside. With this building, in 1998 Ando instantly became a very well-known architect and won many awards. Ando was born in 1941 in Osaka, Japan, and he also had a twin brother. But the parents decided that Ando would live with his grandmother while his brother stayed with his parents. He started working as a truck driver and also became interested in boxing and participated in many professional matches. He grew up around some artisans and woodworking shops and learned the art of woodworking. From there, he tried his hand in designing small wooden houses and furniture. Pursuing the goal of professional boxing led Ando to travel to other countries such as Thailand, where he was fascinated by the sight of Buddhist temples. Afterward, he traveled around the world to observe other buildings in Japan, Europe, and the United States. He decided to drop his pursuit of professional boxing and go back to apprentice himself to a carpenter. Since Ando was a mediocre student, and his grandmother was not that strict about his education, he had no formal architectural training. He used a list of books for architecture students and what they learn over a course of 4 years, Ando learned in 1 year. According to Ando, he was not able to get an architect to train him due to his stubbornness and temper. In 1969, at the age of 28, Ando opened up his practice in Osaka, which is managed by his wife, Yumiko. Ando dropped boxing. He went around to different countries looking at the works of Frank Lloyd Wright, Le Corbusier, Louis Kahn, and Ludwig Mies van der Rohe. He said that he would get their sketches and trace over them again and again until the paper would turn black. After returning to Japan, he observed traditional Japanese architecture. He observed the use of order, the traditional void spaces, the materials, and even the natural weathering of materials, which is also considered an art in Japan. Ando once said, "I don't believe architecture has to speak too much. It should remain silent and let in nature in the guise of sunlight and wind." He also said, "If you give nothingness, they can ponder what can be achieved from the nothingness." Ando's designs are very simple, smooth and minimal. He is best known for his signature style of exposed concrete. He also uses natural light to guide his form and circulation. His designs follow many traditional Japanese laws to create an environment and atmosphere for the buildings, but made mostly of Western materials like concrete, steel, and even water. Many of his works contain waterfalls and ponds to create a public space for people to gather and communicate. After his great success, Ando became a teacher of architecture. Students would come in to show their work to him and Ando would look at their work with a critical eye. He wants to give his knowledge to future architects. He has 2 stamps on his desk, one says, "incompetent" and the other says, "get out." Whenever a student brings in some work, he puts a stamp on it. Ando goes around the world to many architectural schools to give speeches, advice, and to encourage students to explore and take risks. He says to them, "You have to face the future and not be at ease. Uncertainty will be your biggest strength." Ando has won many awards such as the 1995 Pritzker Prize, the UIA Gold Medal in 2005, the Isamu Noguchi Award in 2016, and much more. Azuma House, Raw House. One of Ando's earliest works is the Azuma House from 1976. Located in Osaka, Japan, it is a 2-story house with a very simple design. From the outside, it looks like just a concrete box with only a door. But the interior design allows in elements of nature. The house replaces a post-World War II style of wooden row houses with a modern design but keeps the traditional Japanese elements. With only 60 square meters, the house has a narrow, linear plan divided into 3 parts. 2 parts are living quarters and are located on the ends of the house. The middle is a patio and is uncovered from the top. The second floor is connected by a narrow bridge over the patio. This openness creates a comfortable and open space in this windowless house and illuminates the entire space without the help of any artificial light. Ando said, in its simple but rich spatial composition, In its expression of an enclosure, and in the way light gives character to daily life spaces, this house encapsulates an image of my architecture. This philosophical play with the connection and awareness of nature is very evident in every single one of his designs, and in most of his other works, he only used reinforced concrete, glass, and steel. Church of Light. Church of Light is Ando's most well-known work. Completed in 1989, the church is located in Osaka, Japan. The project was actually a renovation of an existing Christian church that was there. The main building is roughly 60 feet by 22 feet. It has a crucifix-shaped slit taking up the entire east wall that brings natural sunlight into the church, and creating the connection of nature, architecture, and humans. The light makes people gather in the inviting area. As Ando said, the best time to come here is when people gather here and sing hymns. According to Arch Daily, as a modern, minimalist structure, the Church of the Light emits an architectural purity that is found in the details. The structure is incredibly simple and has a clean look. It's made of just glass and concrete that is exposed and left the way it was after it cured. The entrance to the main chapel is redirected by a wall that cuts its way in from the outside, but never touches the main building. There is a hole in the main building in the shape of the exterior wall that comes in. This wall forces the person to take a step to the left, putting the person at the center of the church and get a very symmetrical view of the church upon entrance. This makes the visitors feel very welcoming and a feeling of holiness. Since the wall never touches the building, it helps to create the connection of outside and inside, solid and void. Modern Art Museum of Fort Worth. Considered one of the world's most beautiful art museums by Travel and Leisure magazine, the Modern Art Museum of Fort Worth, Texas, completed in December 2002, is very reminiscent of Ando's other designs. It sits on top of an artificial pond that reflects the very geometrically simple building. It is made of concrete, steel, aluminum, and glass. Located directly across the Kimbell Art Museum designed by Louis Kahn, the museum contains more than 2,600 works of modern and contemporary international art. The building is also an art itself, as Ando used natural elements such as light, trees, and most importantly, in this case, water. The two-story building is around 44,000 square meters. It looks like 3 pavilions floating on the water, that is connected by another bigger block on the side. Each of the pavilions consists of 40-foot-high glass walls and Y-shaped columns that support a large cantilevering concrete roof. The bottom floor level is at the same height as the water level of the pond. Ando uses natural sunlight to illuminate the interiors. Some consider this to be his masterpiece. The way this self-taught master of concrete designs his projects without completely isolating the nature and the people inside the building, but, by working and collaborating with the nature, and the way he uses the simple shapes and materials to elevate the level of aesthetics, he easily earns the respect and every architect's ultimate goal. The Pritzker Prize.